Hello everyone, welcome into another video, and today I do want to talk about daylight savings time. This Sunday is daylight savings time. You will have to change your clocks again, unfortunately. I hate that. I hate this time of year that you have to switch clocks, you know, and lose an hour of sleep. So this Sunday you will lose an hour of sleep because of daylight savings time. And I like the one in the fall because you gain an hour of sleep, which is good. But the one in the spring is you lose an hour of sleep. And over the past few years, there's been a debate about ending daylight savings time. And the reason why I'm making this video is because BC announced a few days ago that after Sunday, they will not switch their clocks ever again. They will stay at daylight time. And obviously, there's been a lot of talk about, ending the whole clock change stuff because, yeah, it's like I don't like this whole. It's like I never really understand this whole thing about switching our clocks. I just found it to be really stupid. Like it was just it made no sense at all. Like twice a year we have to switch our clocks, and it's just a pain in the ass to like keep switching your clocks twice a year, and it messes up your body. Like it can cause car accidents. It could cause some like mental health risk and stuff like that. It's not good. And I heard the reason why that daylight saving time existed in the first place is to save electricity. It's like made no damn sense. Like you make us switch our clocks because you want to save electricity. I don't know. But I heard that argument in the past they're they've been doing daylight savings time because they want to save electricity. I'm not sure. If you guys in the comments down below can correct me on that, I'll be okay with that. But overall, it made no sense. And it literally, impacts people's health with this whole daylight savings time clock change. And yeah, BC did announce on Monday that they'll be moving to permanent daylight time. After Sunday, no more clock changes over in BC. Places like Vancouver and places in British Columbia will not be switching their clocks no more. So, yeah, the premier of British Columbia then announced that there will be no more daylight. There'll be no more clock changes, and I know there's been a lot of argument about should we go to permanent standard time or we should go to permanent daylight time. And I know a lot of health officials, they said that that standard time is much better than daylight time. And I would like for us to go to standard time just because most of the world, you look at places like East Asia, most of Asia, they use standard time all year around. They don't do daylight savings. And I know Saskatchewan stays on standard time all year around. And when it comes to standard time, so if you went to permanent standard time, so let's see here. So yeah, let me look at my area when the sun. Um, so you will have sunsets. So the latest sunset in my area, I'm just gonna put this on my um, so I know what I'm talking about here. So The longest day of the year, sun sets around 8:28. So if we were to go to standard time, then the sunset will set at 7:28, and then sunrise is 5:42. If we went to standard time, the sun will rise at 4:42. So yeah, the sun will rise early, and then the sun will rise early as well. So yeah, it's gonna be bright out there around like 5 or 6, around like 5 in the morning. Um, in the summer, if you went to permanent standard time, and the sun will get dark around 8 o'clock. So yeah, and then if you went to daylight time, which I think that most states are trying to lean on, then you will have the sun. So on, let me see about um. So the sun sets around 4:49. So if we went to daylight time in the winter, then the sun will set at 5:49, and then sunrise is scheduled for 7:15 on December 21st. The sun will not rise until 8:15, which is pretty darn late for the sun. So it's still gonna be dark at 7. Uh, you know, like yeah, I understand why people want permanent daylight time. Just because they want people who get out of work to have more daylight when they get out of work. So yeah, but for me, like I prefer standard time just because people go to work around like 5 and 6, and it's like it's time to wake up. The sun is rising, and it's time to wake up at 5 o'clock, and it's now bright, and then you get out of work around like 4 or 5. It starts to get dark and stuff like that. But yeah, I can get why health officials prefer standard time over daylight time, just because I don't know, but I think standard time makes more sense to me. When it comes to daylight time, I mean, yeah, you want that extra hour of sunlight, but like it's gonna get, um, but it's going to, the sun is gonna come out later around like 8, and then you'll be going to work at the dark. Like if you are working, or if you have a job that starts at 6 a.m. in the morning, you're going to work in the dark, or start your work at 7 o'clock. You're working in the dark, and yeah, I just think it makes sense we just stay at permanent standard time. I know daylight time exists for like 8 months, and standard time existed for 4 months. But I can see why a lot of a lot of politicians want to go to permanent daylight time and stuff. But um, we'll see what happens. But yeah, we're gonna switch our clocks on Sunday. Hopefully, we'll see if this is the last time that we ever going to be switching our clocks. Hopefully this is the last time that we switch our clocks and lose an hour of sleep. I hope this is the last time, because I don't want to be switching my clocks this time next year and lose an hour of sleep, because I remember last year I only slept for 4 hours. I feel like shit. I literally did feel like shit the entire day, and it feels terrible. Like, why do we have to switch our clocks on a Sunday? It's like that's like the worst day to switch your clocks, because the next day you're going to work. You're going to work and you're trying to get adjust. You don't have no time to get adjusted to the time change. It makes no sense. You know, people are late to work and all that stuff just because the clock changed. It's just, it's just, and some bosses get angry because they show up late to work because of the time change. It's like it's not beneficial. This whole daylight savings time was a complete joke, and it's a complete scam. It just made no sense. And this whole argument that we have to save electricity, it's just a bunch of freaking nonsense to me. Like, this whole saving electricity stuff is just complete bullshit to me. And yeah, like, I think that this was overdue. I really do think in the next few years we're going to we're gonna stop changing our clocks, and I think that we're probably gonna be staying at daylight time. I think it's unlikely that we're going to be going to standard time. So yeah, BC again. They decided to end the whole clock change, and now the premier of BC is now recommending the three West Coast states, Washington, Oregon, and California, to accommodate with BC time change, the whole daylight savings time adjustment, and go align with their time. So yeah, like, if California does not decide to end daylight savings time, if we're going to be switching our clocks again in November, then it's going to be so we're going to be so let me see here. Let me see how I can explain it here. So let's just say that it's 7 p.m. In California with no clock change in the winter. And it's going to be like 8 p.m. in Vancouver. You know what I'm trying to say? So it's going to be really weird, in the winter, um that we're going to be in different time zones. We're going to have different times in California compared to Vancouver, ahead of us, I believe, in Vancouver. So yeah, we'll see what happens, but I do think that the days of switching our clocks, it's gonna start coming to an end, and I just think that you know um, this whole clock change stuff was a total scam all along, and you know so yeah, we probably no longer be switching our clocks here in the next few years, I would think. Obviously BC made that move. I know California's been talking about that for like years, that they want to switch their clocks. That no, not to, they want to end daylight savings time and go to permanent daylight time or permanent standard time, whatever. But yeah, I heard that back in like 2018, 2017, or 2019 that they were going to end daylight savings time. But yeah, I just think that daylight savings time needs to end, and I would prefer standard time, but I don't think that we're gonna go to permanent standard time. We're gonna go to permanent daylight time, which I don't know about that. I don't really think that daylight time. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes, and um, but yeah, I just BC made that move first. We'll see if other states or other province in Canada follow suit, and also Europe, also Western Europe do daylight savings time. They switch their clocks. We'll see if Europe makes that change. at some point. I don't know. I haven't really heard anything about them. Stop any about. I haven't really heard any of any European country consider stop doing the whole clock change stuff. But yeah, so yeah, what do you guys think about BC ending daylight savings, ending the whole clock change stuff, and going to permanent daylight time? What do you guys think about that? Do you think that other states will follow suit? So yeah, that's my thought on daylight savings time. I just think that it's just stupid, and it has to end. The whole clock change needs to end, and you know this should be the last time that we ever switch our clocks and lose an hour of sleep. I don't want this to happen next year. That this time next year that we're gonna have to lose an hour of sleep because it's not good. It's not good for your body, not good for your mental health, good for your physical health. It's not good. Whoever invented daylight savings time is a complete idiot because yeah, like you think that daylight saving time was gonna be more beneficial to society than harm. That's just a stupid argument. That's just so stupid. Like, you know, that person is just a complete moron. And yeah, like that person was just a moron for making daylight savings time to exist. Like it should have never existed in the first place. Like, I know a lot of people are happy that, no more clock changes. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Hit the like, hit the subscribe button, like this channel. See you guys later. Bye.